Hey there, people! Guess what time it is? Woo! That's right. It's time for Ryan to pump you up. What are you doing? Showing, what is it, the gun show? All right, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to the 185th massive rep episode of the Super Rip Geek Dad Report. I'm Brian, also known as the dude with the giant biceps.
And I'm Ryan. My throat really hurts from trying to talk like this.
Yeah, and tonight we're gonna pump you up, bro. Woo!
All you gotta do is take some steroids.
Dude, you just gotta take like 500 cc's right in the ass. Right, and then you do like 10,000 push-ups.
This is actually a whole cup full of creatine and muscle.
Creatine, man, you gotta do like super creatine turbo blast NOS scooter injector nozzles.
Super turbo blast out of my butt. That's what happens when I...
Whoa. Dude, I'm talking about like lifting weights. You're talking about like blowing out sphincter gaskets. I don't know what's going on over here, man. You're really harshing my workout.
I thought you were talking about like doing a full body cleanse or whatever.
No, I don't know where that came from. That was like my turtle. That was like my crush from. I
hurt my throat. My vocal cords are not used to talking like a dude, bro.
It's because you have a little girly vocal cords, Ryan. It's because your vocal cords are not like muscular man like mine. Well, when you're as big and as buff as I am, you could do other things that you cannot do because you have a small, scrawny little pencil neck.
You gotta work out.
You need to work. You need to work. I mean, look at these guns. They're huge. They look like pythons. Your neck looks like a snail neck. Like when a snail is walking, and his neck is straining and it's so small. I somehow turned my German to a Russian accent. It is your neck is like small pencil. Okay? I walk on it, I look at it. The look of my muscles.
Aligned.
If your eyes bulging looked at my giant pectorals, your face would explode. It would explode like a little. It would explode like a little girl balloon. Less like I would pop a girl balloon and the confetti would go. Pew! That would be your mind. At seeing how big and ripped I am.
I'm just waiting to see how long you can take this. I mean,
my abs are so huge. Every time I sit down, my shirt explodes.
How did your shirt explode from sitting down because of your abs?
God damn it. It's because my abs are so huge. Most people have like a 6-pack. I have a 39.5 pack.
You have to like...
Have you seen that movie Alien? It's a good movie, right? Sigourney Weaver, strong woman. She got the pinchers and the claws.
Very nice.
Remember that movie? Well, remember when the alien went like... Bleh? That's what happens every time I do a crunch. It's like, my ab, this is the half ab, and it's like, it's got a mind of its own.
Very interesting. I didn't know that was physically possible.
Yeah. And then one time I fight this little man in Mother Russia. He fights strong. I kill his friend Apollo. What a loser.
I crushed him.
He was like 3.5 feet tall. He was like 17 rubles tall. I take bigger Chernobyls than he is. This is big disasters. Whatever. What were we talking about? What were we doing? Are we doing the show? Is that what we're doing?
I think the title of the show is Geek Dad Report.
We're here to pump you up, everybody, with knowledge. As always, I'm Brian, the hostess with the absolute mostest, if you didn't already know. Woo.
And I am Ryan, and I'm also a host. I can't think of anything.
That's all right. But why are Ryan and I here? Well, we're here to bring you all the nerd news you need to know and put a little smile on your face. Did I already say that?
If we didn't put a smile on your face by now.
I don't know if I said that. I might have said it, but we're definitely putting all the smiles.
Yeah, we're definitely going to put something on your face.
And if you don't smile, I will come to your house and it will make you do 1,000 sit-ups.
We'll grab your face and make your face do the smile workout.
Do move a smile. Look at this. This looks so painful.
Ugh.
If you just smile.
You look like the Joker.
All right, are we done with the? Are we doing the like weird Eastern European, Australian, Chinese accents? What's going on?
It could be the niche market, Brian, that puts us over the top.
You know what? I will dedicate an entire episode to doing real bad East German, East Russian, made up Yugoslavian accents if that is what the people demand.
If that's what people need, then I think we'll figure out a way to do it.
We're gonna turn into our own Geek Dad version of like Hans and Franz.
Mm-hmm.
We're Hans and Franz, and we're here to pump your minds up with all kinds of nerd news. Gray
sweatshirts.
You remember that? That was the best Saturday Night Live skit. When, like, they would flex and, like, one would go up and then it would just, it was so great. I want to say they got Arnold on that one time. I remember.
That's the new episode.
Dude, you're right. My vocal cords are trash now.
I didn't even do it for that long, and my throat, I drank a whole bunch of water.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I talk like that in my normal life a lot, so, I mean, you know.
So it's just a matter of maintaining.
And this may come as a surprise to you, Ryan, but I talk a lot, so I feel like my vocal cords have been trained.
I'll be honest.
To weird noises.
I know that you're the talker, Brian.
That's true.
That's why the show is more than an hour long.
You're pinning that on me? Maybe you didn't take all these dramatic pauses.
You're a very good conversationalist.
We spent at least 20 minutes with you doing this. What? Huh?
Yeah.
What's going on? I just woke up from a nap.
I'm trying to compliment you, dick. So why don't you just take it like you normally do?
That's what she said. Hey.
Oh, yeah. But we do have a great show.
We do.
We got lined up. It's not going to be, possibly not a long show, but not a lot of stuff happening this week.
Listen, Ryan, it's not the length of the show that counts. It's how cram-packed with goodness it is.
You know, that is a very good point that you make.
It's how you use it, Ryan. Or so I've been told.
It's just how you use it, really. So.
Yeah, to Ryan's point, we have a little bit of news. Not a lot of stuff happened. We're recording early, plus it's been kind of a slow week. Disney D3 is coming soon, so we will have a ton of news after that happens. But we do have some fun news stories. We got some good questions from the Faithful 15, and we got some new subscribers that are getting shout-outs right after we do our weekly recommendations. So we have a lot of fun planned for everybody. And who knows, maybe your favorite Eastern European wrestler will show up from time to time and help you lift some weights.
You know, and for our old subscribers, if you want to shout out, the best way to do that is to leave a question from the Faithful 50 or 15.
I thought you were going to say unsubscribe and then resubscribe and be a new subscriber.
Unsubscribe and resubscribe. I guess that might work. But
no, if you do that, you don't get a shout out at all. In fact, you get a shout down.
Essentially.
Ryan will drive to your house and scream at you through a window.
Dude, yeah, because I shouldn't be driving in the first place. So I will drive to your window, but mostly just on accident.
There you go. Fucking just walk right into the window. Oh man, you know what my favorite joke is, Ryan, is when I tell you the sliding glass door is open, but it's actually closed. And you walk into that thing like a bird. You're just like, pow! And I'm like, Ryan, it's a force field. Remember, we both laughed so hard at that joke. It was so funny.
I have not done that yet.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
All right, moving on. What's up, man? What's new? Since we don't have anything else to talk about, you got anything going on in your life?
Geek stuff? My second week of training in Denver, my life has currently been, I go to class for 8 hours, then I come back to my hotel room and I do school stuff, and then I try to do work stuff that's been piling up while I'm gone, and then I eat dinner. And usually it's like a big enough dinner that I'll just eat it the next day. So, yeah, that's been my life like the last 2 weeks. I'm going home tomorrow, I'm not sure if my family's even happy that I'm coming home, but I mean, I'll find out when I get there.
I'm pretty sure your wife will just leave you with the kids and get in her car and drive away and maybe come back in a week.
You know, honestly, that would not surprise me
Dude,
at this point from how I heard, like, how the situation has been.
I am so ready for the kids to go back to school. I'm not even a stay-at-home dad. I like work full-time. My kids spend time at their daycare ladies most of the week, but man, they are... I don't know if it's just the routine of school or the fact that they have just stuff to do and friends to hang out with or things to tire them out, but like they are bouncing off the... Dude, last night at 11:30, my youngest wakes me up because apparently they were still up watching movies, wakes me up and is like, Dad, can we go outside and look at the moon? I'm like, it's 11:30 at night. I gotta go to work in the morning. Okay, so is that a yes? I'm like, get out of my room immediately. And then like 10 minutes later, I had a full-on dad meltdown because I tell him to go to bed, and I'm laying in bed, and I'm just falling asleep again. And then all of a sudden I hear him, like, they're talking literally 10 feet from my door, like they're outside screaming at each other, top of their lungs. They're like, hey, maybe we should go downstairs and play Nintendo. Yeah, that sounds great. Let's go play Nintendo. Do. I'm really thirsty. Maybe we should get some popcorn. I come flying out of the bedroom. I'm like, that is fucking it. I've had it. You bed are murdering you both.
Was your wife just like dead asleep?
Yeah, she's snoring, sawing logs.
Oh, jeez.
And then like I think halfway through my yelling, she what's going on?
Took care of it.
Back to sleep. And the kids are like, gosh, Dad, why are you so mad? And I'm like, it is 11:40.
I'm sick and tired of hearing that shit from my kids because, okay, you know, yeah, they'll be sitting there like, you know, being kids, you know, poking at each other, you know, annoying each other and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, you know, yeah, screw, you know, just knock it off, you know, before it gets out of control. You know, just let them do it, and then it gets out of control. And then, you know, I got to start yelling at them because I've been trying to be nice about it for like, you know, the last 5 fucking times that I said to stop doing it.
Dude, yeah.
Hey,
you ask them nicely, hey, kids, could you please, for the love of God, just put your shoes in the shoe basket so I don't trip on them every time I open the door. Okay, fine, Dad. God damn it, you haven't done it. Kids, can you please take your shoes or I'm going to throw them outside? Okay, yeah, sure, Dad. Sure. Ah, for the love of God. Well, God, Dad, we were going to do it. We were on our way to do it. Like, really, like 4 hours ago when I asked you the first time.
You asked me to do it, and you only give me like 10 seconds before you start yelling at me about it.
Oh, my God, yeah. And then so I just tell him, I'm like, Dad, why are you so mad? Because it's 11:45. Yeah, but we don't have to go to school tomorrow. But I have to get up and go to work at 6 a.m. Oh, really? What do you mean, really? You know, every single morning this summer when you're still sleeping and you wake up and I'm already left for work? Yeah. Weird. Oh, God. You know, I remember being younger, like, and I don't want to get into that old man territory where I'm just like, things were different back in my day, but, like, I remember being a kid on summer break. You know, my parents were cool, but I was always super quiet. Because you knew if they got up, it was time out, right? It was done, right? So I would stay up late and watch, like, Monster Vision on, like, TNT and watch, like, Godzilla movies and stuff. But they didn't come on until, like, midnight, 1 o'clock. So I made sure the TV was down to, like, minuscule. All the lights in the house were off. And I made sure I was downstairs way away from my parents' room. And I was quiet as a mouse. I left no trace. When I went to bed, I made sure all my garbage was picked up so they didn't know I was out until 2 in the morning watching, you know, monster movies. Oh, no, not my kids. My kids, if they had phones, they'd be ordering pizza like at 3 in the morning. Be like, hey, we got Domino's. Don't ring the doorbell. My parents are sleeping.
Hey, get Dad's credit card so we can order a pizza.
Hey, get his truck. Let's go for a drive. You think he'll notice? Yes, I hear you literally at the top of your lungs saying you're going to steal my truck. Fucking hooligans.
Sometimes, like, kids think they're, like when they think they're being, like, quiet or sly or, you know, like there's something like that where they're like, they think they're not being noticed. Yeah. It's like, you could not be more fucking obvious about what you're trying to accomplish.
Dude, they're doing that loud whisper. They're like, hey, do you think they're going to hear us? Yes. I fucking hear you.
Yeah.
Shitbox.
Through the walls.
Dude, you know what's funny is my oldest always, like, whenever we catch him doing something, she's the cry. Oh, I'm so sorry. She's like, she's got the old Catholic guilt, right? Which is weird because we ain't Catholic. But she's like, all right, she feels guilty about everything immediately. Tears, I'm so sorry, Occasionally she'll fire back and get real, feisty, but most of the time she's crying. Yeah. My youngest, Chuck, is always like, how'd you catch me? She wants to know how she got caught. Like, that's all she cares about. Is like, how'd you know? How'd you find out? Who snitched? Like, I need names.
That's funny because my oldest is, because she's the responsible one, right?
Yeah, the oldest? Yes.
Yeah, so my son's like, he's responsible. Like, he follows the rules. If you're not following the rules, he's like, it's just like, it goes against like everything of his nature. Like, well, you're supposed to be doing this, this, and this.
Great. You have a future Fed. You have a future FBI agent as a son.
Yeah. And then there's like my daughter who's like, she just cannot care even less about,
Yeah. Yeah, both my kids are kind of like that. My oldest definitely follows kind of more to the rules a little bit, unless she doesn't really want to, and then she won't. But Charlie is just not a rules person. Like, she's a free spirit that needs to be. She's a wild horse that needs to be let loose on the range. And if she doesn't knock the shit off, I'm gonna fucking let her loose on a range. Good luck, Chuck. Have fun. Be free.
She'll be the military child.
You ever have like a dog where you're like, you know what, dog? I'm opening the door. Run and be free. I'm tired of you shitting on my sofa.
We don't need a backyard fence for you.
Yeah. I'm going to let one of my children, my children think that I'm too strict and the rules are too hard and I make their lives too miserable. Well,
what was that Chevy Chase movie where they buy the house like out in the middle of nowhere and he gets the dog and the dog like immediately sprints off into the woods?
I do not remember. I don't know, remember that, but that sounds hilarious.
Yeah, and then like every once in a while, like the dog will be back in the movie like chasing ducks in the pond or something like that. And he'd be like, come on, dog.
I do not know this movie to speak of, but I kind of want to watch it now.
I can't remember what was the name of it was.
Well, if any of you know what movie Ryan's talking about, let us know in the comments because I love a good Chevy Chase movie. That actually sounds pretty funny. That sounds like something my dogs would do. Sounds like something my kids would do. They just run away and then occasionally show back up. Dad, I'm hungry. Where's my food at? What? You've been gone for like 3 weeks. What happened? Oh, nothing. Built a treehouse in the forest, living off the woods. Whatever.
Come back with a wolf family.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I've been up to. I'm ready for kids to go back to school because I've had it.
I 100% agree with you.
I'm going on vacation here soon, and I really need some time. We're going camping. I mean, it's kind of camping because I got a travel trailer, but
camp. I don't know why you say you're going camping. I don't think I've ever seen one picture of you guys actually like in a tent or doing anything.
I'll be pitching lots of tents, Ryan.
You're in your mobile home.
It's not mobile. It's not home. It's a trailer. Shut up. Don't be jealous.
It's glamping. You guys
well, guess what? When you come out and visit, I guess I know who's sleeping in a tent. You.
I love sleeping in tents.
Good. I hope a grizzly bear gnaws on your fucking left butt cheek for a while.
While you're laying on your bed with the flip down TV.
Listen, I'm really roughing it. Okay, I only have like a 19-inch flat screen in that trailer.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, I know. I gotta upgrade. All right, you ready to start the show? Should we blow through these news stories?
Yes.
I mean, I feel like people could probably listen to us to ramble.
Decent news stories. It's not like it's all a bunch of crummy stuff.
No, there's actually some pretty decent stuff. Not the least, Ryan, of some Star Wars news. Woo! Na, 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 na. Yes, Star Wars news, everybody.
That was our intro.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's pretty good. I feel like we've been working on it. I feel like it's really paying off. It's much better than our last one. Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker, as everybody knows, will incorporate all the Skywalker saga. From the Phantom Menace.
All of it?
All of it. There's going to be aspects. They've said that there will be something from every single movie in this movie. It will all be tied together. And to make sure that they're proving that point, John O. Williams has been brought back yet again for the score, which isn't really in itself news. But what is news is he said, well, not him, but I think his son who's working with him, apparently he has got every single major score from every single Star Wars movie. So like Leia's song, the Luke and Leia song, the Vader's Imperial March, the Phantom, every major theme that you know by heart when someone says it are being incorporated into this movie, The Rise of Skywalker. So he subtly tweaked them and changed things, but every single beat from all the movies will be in this movie.
I thought it's going to be a musical masterpiece, essentially. Though.
Yeah, so Phantom Menace. I cannot wait for the Duel of Fates.
Yeah, how are they going to do Vader? Well, I guess they just show Anakin or something like that. And
I'm pretty. You know what? I really.
Man will be wearing the melted Vader mask.
Yeah, I will say this: for all the flack that the prequels get, Duel of the Fates is one of the most iconic Star Wars pieces of music ever.
Yeah.
But and also kind of so in the story about John Williams in the score and kind of what it's going to incorporate. And I hope I did a good job of explaining it. I kind of ramble on there. But so one of the things that they do, they can kind of tell how long a movie is by how long the runtime of the score is going to be. So if you get a 2-hour movie, you don't have a 2-hour score. Usually, like if you got a 2-hour and 20-minute movie, the score's an hour and 15 minutes, right? So apparently the score on this one is over 2 hours. So
3-hour Star Wars movie?
The rumor is that this could be the longest Star Wars movie ever. So
what was the longest one before?
I think that the longest one before was The Last Jedi.
Oh, okay. That was
2 hours and 30, I think 5 minutes.
Okay.
I will say I did on this last rewatch when I watched it with my family last weekend. It's really good, but I did notice it. I mean, it's probably the 15th time I've watched it. There is some parts that definitely run a little long in that movie. You probably could have. I mean, I hate to say you could cut it because I can't think of anything I'd like to cut out of that movie. I don't know, maybe trim up the Canto Bite a little bit, but it was some heft at 230, 2 hours and 30 minutes. So, but that can be said with Endgame. I was watching Avengers Endgame the other day, and now it's on digital, and even that movie, you're like, man, I'm gonna watch this 2 hours. There's still another hour left.
Yeah.
Let's get to the point. Wrap it up, yo. But I don't care, man. I'm so excited for Rise of Skywalker. I care more that they get it right than than I care about the length of the movie. So if it's got to be 3 hours to get it right, so be it.
Now that's coming out
December 20th.
Right? This year?
Yes.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was a whole nother year for some reason.
No. It's coming out this year.
Then he's got like 60 dang movies that they're putting out, so it's hard to get them all confused.
Yeah, no, I agree. Not just the movies. They got so many lives. They got so many things coming in the streaming service, and but yeah, this is the last movie they have for. I think they're taking a 2-year break, and then they're gonna 2 or 3 years, and then the Game of Thrones guys movies are coming. So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The rumored Knights of the Old Republic. So we'll see. One of the little pieces of Star Wars news we have is apparently they are going to be releasing a book here. Let's see, when is it? I didn't get the date on it, but I believe it's right after the movie. So they're releasing a book. It's going to explore the history of the Jedi, and the book is told from the perspective of Luke Skywalker. So Luke Skywalker is going to be telling the story, the history of the Jedi in this book. So
I'm really looking forward to seeing Luke's interpretation of the history.
The rumor is it's targeting more children. I don't give a shit. I'm definitely buying it and reading it.
Yeah, I haven't really bought a Star Wars book in a very long time, but I think I would buy that one. Honestly, just hearing that description of having it from Luke's perspective and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm totally in. I mean, I probably know most of it, but I don't care. I'll read it again. It'd be a cool book to throw on your coffee table. Also, this is a little bit of old news, but I know we didn't talk about it. They're also releasing a comic book that I'm actually pretty excited for. I haven't bought a Star Wars comic in a while, but I'm definitely checking this one out. They're releasing I think right after the release of the movie, the Knights of Ren. So basically, they're going to be telling the story of Kylo and the Knights of Ren, how they their adventures and stuff in a graphic novel.
Because we don't know really anything about their backstory yet, do we?
No, and this is actually kind of cool because the fact that they're releasing a comic book about it to tie in more of the story kind of it tells me anyway that the Knights of Ren are going to be a bigger part of this movie. So hopefully they're not just like, oh, it's the Knights of Ren, and then they all just die immediately.
Yeah, it's not going to be like, oh, hey, there's Snoke, and then you get cut in half.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, that was fine. Snoke was the worst villain. I hated Snoke. I was so happy when he got cut in half. I was like, yes, this is amazing.
Like, you were a dick.
I mean, apparently I was the only one, but I thought it was great. All right, and that is all the Star Wars news we had for you. So that was pod racing.
Hey. Well, speaking of the Game of Thrones guys, they're going to be doing the Star Wars movie. Brian,
That is a great segue, Ryan, because that is exactly what I was going to talk about next. So it's like you're reading my mind.
you know, when you do a podcast with someone for 185 episodes and probably an hour plus most episodes, we probably spent a good 300 something hours staring at each other talking.
You are you know what? That makes you, Ryan, the luckiest man in the world. Let me tell you right now. But no, that's actually, thank God. I was really worried that you had got the ability to read my mind.
No, will not be going Dr. Zoidberg on you anytime soon.
Thank God. My mind is a dark and dangerous place. All right. Speaking of dark and dangerous places like Westeros, like Ryan mentioned, the Game of Thrones guys have left HBO. They said, you know what, HBO, thanks, but no thanks. We're out of here. They've signed a massive, massive production deal with Netflix for $200 million.
Oh, so they did. When I first read the article, they didn't have a number yet.
Yeah, so the rumored number is $200 million. It is a 9-figure deal. That is 100% been confirmed. But the number that everyone keeps floating around is the $200 million, which would make sense. So, whatever, $200 million, $300 million, $100 million. That's a lot of money.
We'll see if they can find something that they can adapt a book off of for 7 seasons and then try and wing it for the last one.
Yeah, I know. There's plenty of jokes about Star Wars, like, oh great, that means the first 1.5 movies of Star Wars are going to be really good, their trilogy, and then the last one is going to like hurry and get to the point so they can run off and do something for Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, I wish them the best. I mean, that's a lot for a creative endeavor. So
some issues aside, me and you have both agreed we really enjoyed Game of Thrones the last season. So, I'm not going to criticize these guys nearly as much as some other people do. I'm excited to see what they can do at Netflix. If they're going to have creative control to do a lot of things, they're going to do movies and shows. I mean, whatever. This is just Netflix. Netflix continues to lose so much, and we're going to talk about a little bit more about the content war and streaming service, and some more things they're going to lose. But as every other studio continues to load up with its content and IP, Netflix, it leaves Netflix in this predicament. We've talked about before. They're a huge streaming service that doesn't have a lot of its own content. Now, it's starting to get a shit ton of its own content, but like recognizable, good, they don't have something other than Stranger Things. Name one show right off the top of your head that you can think of.
The Last Kingdom?
Yeah, there you go. You had to look around and be like,
Altered Carbon was good, but I haven't heard anything about a second season.
Well, it's coming. They have a lot of good shows, but nothing that's a household name, say like a Friends or The Office or even something like Supernatural or The Flash. So, so they're desperately trying to get, we didn't even talk The Umbrella Academy. How good was that? But that's not even like on the top of your brain. Like, oh yeah. So, Netflix is, the problem is as Netflix loses its content and every other network, Universal, NBC, well, Universal is NBC, CBS, Disney, as they basically make their own cable network, their own cable channels, Netflix is going to have to become more of like an ABC where they come out with shows that you recognize, that you remember, and you keep coming back to. So the only way they can do that is just continuing to make more and more content that people want to watch. So, it's going to come pretty soon in the next 5 or 6 years. They're going to have nothing but original content, which is why you see, that's why you see Amazon. That's why you see Amazon gearing up and paying $1 billion for Lord of the Rings and, The Boys and all these other shows that are great because Jack Ryan, why they signed.
We're expecting The Boys to be the hit that it was.
Yeah, that's why they brought back Jack Ryan and why they signed John Krasinski to a deal because these studios are only going to make it with original IP now, and so you need to bring in the talent to do it. So that is why these guys are doing it. No word on what they're going to create. This is just kind of in the, just in the early stages. The only thing that has been confirmed is this is the death nail to their show Confederate that they were, kind of thinking about doing with HBO. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the fact that it was a show about the South winning the Civil War and still having slaves, I think that was the death nail to this show. Honestly, I think in the right hands and with the right content, it could have been a really interesting show, but
not in what the context of what's been happening in our country lately.
Well, and to be honest, there was zero chance that the show did not piss off the left and the right, right? So this is probably a show that is better left unmade.
Yeah. It was like you say that was a great idea. Good job.
That's one of those things you're like, hey, I mean, I see the appeal in seeing like, everybody likes alternate history. So think of like a what's the Man in the High Castle. Think of the Man in the High Castle, but for the Civil War. You could definitely tell some interesting stories from there. But unfortunately, you are gonna have to really dive into the ugliest part of America. Well, one of the ugliest parts of American history. And do people really want to tune in and watch that every week? I don't really know.
See a bunch of slaves be tortured?
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, that's just, it's gross in that aspect. So I think, even though, like I said, I think it could have been interesting in some aspects, it's just a show that nobody was really going to want to watch. So it's probably better that one's been shelved. But,
we wish them the best.
Wish them the best. We'll see what else they should come up with. Hopefully they can... I don't mind controversy, but let's make stuff that people want to see. Like I said, people want to see, like The Boys. We mentioned off the back of our review last week. If you guys didn't check it out, you should. Episode 184, we went into deep lengths about how much we like The Boys. Well, apparently everyone listened to our show and watched Amazon because The Boys have become the highest binge show, most binge show in Amazon history.
And I think it spiked right after our review. It went like, ooh,
I haven't seen the numbers come in, but I think you're 100% right. And so I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting those sweet checks from Jeff Bezos here soon.
A free Amazon gift card.
I would take a free Amazon Prime subscription.
Yeah.
Speaking of Amazon Prime, they have announced another new show coming this week. Well, not coming this week, but another new show they announced this week that is coming soon. Event Horizon is going to be a weekly, well, I guess not weekly, however they drop it, 8-episode, 10 episodes show on Amazon, where they will be exploring, do you remember that movie?
I think so.
They will be exploring was it 1997, 98? I don't know, maybe 2003, I don't know. One of those a while ago movies. Basically, it's about a group of scientists who go to explore a black hole because they get a weird signal from the black hole. And then when they get to the black hole, spoiler alert, hell is on the other side. So...
Oh, that's right. Okay, so didn't the guy lose his eyes or something?
Yeah, Neil...
I remember...
Alan
it got too creepy for me, and I had to stop watching it. Because
Dr. Allen from Jurassic Park goes into space, sees the spirit of his dead wife, embraces her naked demon body, and then claws his own eyes out and becomes possessed.
Yeah, so I remember I got to, when it started to get, really weird, I turned it off.
And then Lawrence Fishburne, goes to hell to save everybody else. I'm like, man, this movie is dark and nobody wins. Because Lawrence Fishburne's I'm going to make a sacrifice. Dude, you're going to hell. I mean, I guess you saved everybody else. I guess that should immediately let you go to heaven, but whatever, man. So, no word on whether this is going to explore, redo the movie, or if this is going to be hypothetically speaking, hell is there. They could do a different time. They could do a sequel. They could do a different time. Whatever. But my guess is it's going to be a little bit of a horror movie.
Yeah, I totally remember that movie now, and no.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think it's going to be great. Ryan's a wuss. I'll tell you.
I'm a wuss.
Okay, what else we got? Let's see. Mostly streaming. We got a trailer. There's another new show coming to a non-streaming network, USA. Gave us their first trailer for their spinoff of the Bourne universe called Treadstone, called Treadmill, where everybody gets on a treadmill and runs all day long.
Woo! That's a great reality TV show.
Yeah, so Treadstone, basically, anybody who's not familiar with the Jason Bourne universe, Treadstone is the program that created the Jason Bourne, the super assassin. So, the trailer of the show looks pretty good. It looks very Jason Bourne-y and very, like a bunch of assassins running around, being assassins.
Doing Jason Bourne assassin stuff. I mean, the only sad thing is that Jason Bourne's not going to be in it.
Yeah, there's room that he could make an appearance. I just don't know if Matt Damon's going to show up on the show. Now, if I hear Matt Damon is going to be occasionally on the show, I'll probably watch it anyway, but I'm definitely watching it if Matt Damon's in.
Well, there was that one show, like what was it, Limitless? Like the guy that take like the Bradley Cooper
Yeah,
movie.
that was good. That was actually a good show. I enjoyed that show.
It was a really good show, and then but we never saw the movie like before that it was based off of.
Oh,
So
the
my
movie.
was like, why did Bradley Cooper keep showing up on this show? And then we were like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah. That's kind of funny. Yeah, I mean that'd be cool. Bourne or even Hawkeye showed up occasionally. He played Bourne for a while. Give me some Renner or give me some not
yeah.
actual Hawkeye. But I don't know, whatever. I'll probably check it out. It'll look kind of cool. All right, so I think that's all the regular news. I think everything else is just no. Well, it's Disney news.
There's always Disney
Let's
news.
see here. Well, I'm just figuring I'd save all the Disney news for all together. John Amos is on board for Coming to America sequel. If you don't remember him, he's the dad, Cleo McDowell, who is the owner of McDowell's, who keeps getting sued by McDonald's.
It was not a knockoff of McDonald's, though. Very much.
I have nothing to say about this other than I'm so happy Coming to America sequel's getting made because I love that movie. It's so great.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm really excited for it. I watched that movie. I know I wasn't supposed to watch it the first time because I was a little young, and then when my parents found out I had watched it like a good like 5 or 6 times already, they were like, "Oh, whatever, you can just."
Shit. We shut it off. My parents didn't realize it was rated R, and then we got to shut it off right immediately when we're watching the movie, and all of a sudden, when the two hot, I don't know, servant girls are naked in the bathtub, and they're like, "The royal penis is clean, Your Highness." I was like, "Oh, wait, I like this movie." But yeah, I love that movie. It's so great. It's just so funny. All the original cast, I believe, has been confirmed to be returning in some form or another. So,
Are the old guys still going to be in the barber shop? That's what I want to know.
oh god, I hope so. Were they all played by Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy too?
Yeah, they all were.
I like how they have like the one white Jewish guy, and they're always talking about boxers, and he's like, "I'll tell you a good boxer, Rocky Marciano," and they're like. Every time we talk about boxing, you talk about Rocky Marciano. Love that movie. That movie's so good. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Let's see what else we got. Disney. Is there any non-Disney news? Okay, well, here's, I guess, it's streaming. So we're going officially to nothing left but streaming and Disney news. So CBS and Viacom today agreed to merge in the latest, I guess, media show.
An even bigger media conglomerate.
So CBS and Viacom is an interesting case study. So they used to be one company, and then they split a long time ago, and now they're kind of merging back together. But the big news about this is that Viacom is also known as Paramount. So, part of the reason why there was some Star Trek issues before with like what you could use in the movies and what you could use in TV was because CBS owned like all the Next Generation and all the TV rights, where Paramount owned all the movie rights. So. This is one big, if you think of Star Trek as a huge IP, which it obviously is, this is a big consolidation move for Star Trek in general. There are other things. This now brings, so if you think in the grand scheme of things, CBS already has their All Access app, which is a pretty good app. It's a little spendy at $10 a month for just CBS, but now that you're getting like 15 Star Trek shows, now if they say, oh yeah, now we're going to also give you our entire Paramount library.
Yeah,
and we're gonna make a new Transformers show, and they also Mission Impossible, so now they're gonna get so there's a lot of things that Paramount have that they're going to be able to put into this. Probably, my guess is this is a move for the CBS All Access app, and
that's essentially what it's for. I mean, they've been trying to build that streaming service into because they're not a part of Hulu, if I remember right, so. Yeah. They've been trying to build out that streaming service. That's why they're pushing with all the Star Trek Picard show and stuff like that. So,
well, I mean, and this is like what we talked about a little earlier. Is this is just what is happening now? Is it's an arms race. The arms is content, and everybody's consolidating because no longer are we going to be able to get a Netflix or Hulu where we can watch a whole bunch of different movies in one service. It's going to be you want to watch Warner Brothers movies, you got to go to HBO Max. You want to watch Disney movies, you got to go to Disney Plus. You want to watch Paramount, you got to go to CBS Viacom, or you got to buy it, and that is where everybody's going to watch their content. Which in some ways isn't bad. That means we're going to be able to cancel cable, subscribe to CBS All Access, HBO Max, Disney Plus.
No, the Disney Plus package that has Hulu, so then you can watch all the ABC, NBC, Fox stuff.
Yeah.
And
And then eventually, honestly, like the NFL is already working with their NFL All Access app that you can pay. It's like $100 and you can watch all the games on your phone. So pretty much what will happen is the NFL will just, once cable TV is done, the NFL is just going to go to their own buy our app model and
about time. I'm tired of DirecTV being the only way to.
well, listen, and then someone's going to come out with a box that you can buy that will stream all the different channels that you want to watch. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, whatever. Let's see. And then what's left? The last news we got is all basically our Supreme Overlord Disney news. Disney apparently is reportedly going to be continuing the Planet of the Apes series. They have not announced yet whether it's going to be in more movies or if they're going to be doing some like television shows or whatever. My guess is they're probably going to do both. It's going to be television shows and movies.
Yeah, I can see shows that lead up into movie storylines or something.
They are going to make sure that by the end of it, we're all going, God, these damn dirty apes.
Get your paws off me.
Let's see what else they. Oh God, this one I don't get. So they released the first picture of the Lady and the Tramp live action movie. I mean, it's two dogs that talk to each other.
Yeah, great. Looks like a picture of two dogs. I can see that on Twitter.
So the only good news is that this is coming just to the streaming service, so our kids aren't going to beg us to go see it in the theater. But then the bad news is it's going to be on the streaming service, so they're going to make us watch it at home.
Yeah.
But then there's also good news that you can get really drunk and not have to care.
You know, I don't think my kids ever watched the original Lady and the Tramp, so maybe they just won't care. Oh, you know what? I'm going to retract that. My daughter's obsessed with dogs.
I say it's dogs. My kids, do you know what my kids watch? They've seen Beverly Hills Chihuahua 1, 2, 3.
There's 3?
I think there's, 3. And they watch them over and over again. God damn you, Disney. Lady and the Tramp.
I feel bad for you.
You are so lucky that you're giving me an epic Star Wars movie to finish out the whole saga and The Mandalorian, or else I would think about canceling
all the MCU stuff.
The service that I will have to pay for the rest of my life. Let's see what else we got here. So apparently Aladdin, after making all the money, might be getting a sequel. Disney is actually toying with the idea of creating a sequel to the live-action Aladdin movie. And what would be cool is apparently this one's actually going to be an original idea. So they're thinking about creating a new story. This will not be the Return of Jafar. This will actually be my guess is it's going to also be the Return of Jafar, but it'll be its own new story. So that I support. If we have to sit through these remakes just so we can get at least the sequels will be new movies.
So did the Aladdin live action movie, did it end the exact same way? Or
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Oh, I thought you saw it.
No.
Oh, sorry.
I went and saw Godzilla. You know why? Because Godzilla is something new.
My son, we started watching some Godzilla movies, and he is like super primed now.
Dude, the new one's awesome. They just released on Vudu, all the different apps. You can buy the new Godzilla movie and the original Godzilla 2014 movie for $24 on 4K for both of them.
That's not too shabby.
So I'm going to be buying them. Pretty excited about that. And there you go, everybody. That is all the news we got for you. That was quick and painless.
At least
Just
there's some stuff happened. I said at least some stuff happened.
Yeah, a few things happened. I mean, we're a little early this week. I'm sure as soon as we're done recording, the biggest news of all time will break tomorrow.
Everything's going to happen tomorrow.
I don't care.
But until then, we do have some questions from the Faithful 15.
Yes! Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, as always, for posting your beautiful post on Thursday. I really enjoyed the Free Willy.
You know, I try to find something that at least I'll just pick a year, and I'll just look at all the movies from that year. Or TV shows.
Good. I've been feeling a lot of nostalgia checking out our Geek Dad question post, so I appreciate that. And if you don't know what that is, every Thursday, Thursday, it used to be Thursday, every Wednesday, and occasionally on Tuesday, Ryan posts a picture of a movie or something that we love and asks you guys to leave us questions. You can ask us anything. You can be like, Brian, what color underwear are you wearing? Blue. right now, currently.
Mine is red.
Mine is who's got time for underwear. Or you could ask things like, what is pie?
Yeah, what is the meaning of life? I think we've actually answered that.
We have answered the meaning of life. We had someone ask us, what is the speed of dark? Which is pretty cool. So we will literally answer anything. And this week is no exception. We have some questions. Ryan, what are they?
So first, we have one from Jeff, a faithful captain of the 15. He recently heard an idea to pay the people with the most famous voices to audio record every word in the English language. That way, we can always have their iconic voices preserved for future projects. So obviously, James Earl Jones and Morgan Freeman come to mind. Who else's voice would you like to be preserved? So it's like Siri, but like Morgan Freeman says every single word, so that when you're like, "Hey Morgan Freeman, how's it going?" You're like, "I like cheese."
So who is Jeff's? He said Morgan Freeman, and who else?
Morgan Freeman and James Earl Jones. I would say Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I would say I'm going to stick to Star Wars. I would also like 3PO, because I think C-3PO should be the voice of every Siri or like navigation.
Yeah.
So Anthony Daniels.
So you're gonna like say, "How do I get to the museum?" And your phone will be like,
No, that's R2-D2.
Oh, that's R2. You said C-3PO. Sorry, my bad. I was thinking of the other robot.
And if you say anything appropriate, like, "What the shit?" 3PO would be like, "Oh, goodness gracious me."
Oh, goodness.
Goodness gracious me. But, let's see. Who else? Iconic voices.
Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah, definitely Schwarzenegger. I hate when people ask us questions and they immediately take the most iconic ones so that we have to think of hard ones. It's some bullshit, Jeff.
Yeah.
Let's see. Famous voices. Who do I like for voices?
You've got a voice that's always made you feel good inside.
My voice.
I think that we could put that up on the list.
God. All I can think of... I wish you wouldn't have said Morgan Freeman, because now all I can think about is Morgan Freeman. I don't know.
What about...
Ryan Reynolds? I love Ryan Reynolds. I want some Deadpool. Give me some Deadpool for the rest of my life.
Deadpool. That would be a good one. How about Spider-Man?
Which one?
Tom Holland.
No, that's a terrible one.
What about Frodo in his sad Frodo voice?
That's also a terrible one. Ooh, how about definitely Keanu Reeves? I need some Keanu Reeves for the rest of my life.
That's a good one.
I also need some Agent Smith. Hello, Mr. Anderson.
Everything is very pronounced and...
Yes. What you need to do is get on the freeway at a speed of 55 miles per hour and safely merge as you go down the freeway to your inevitable doom and destination.
And then you go some silver spoons.
Let's see, who else? You said Arnold.
I'm trying to think of not funny ones, but all I can think of like Patrick Godfrey or something.
We need like Al Pacino.
Yeah. Or is it Gilbert Gottfried? Like that.
Yeah, no, we don't need to record his voice. I don't know, man.
Bobcat, what's his name?
Bobcat Goldthwait. I want Bill Paxton from Aliens. Game over, man. Game over.
All right. I think that's enough voices.
Maybe Jabba the Hutt.
But you gotta have your tongue out a little bit.
Maybe some Shatner. Ooh, Shatner. I just can't do it.
All right.
Maybe some Scotty. Cotton, I needed lithium crystals. Ooh.
We could always have Snarf from
Snarf.
Snarf. All right. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
I think if we were just sitting here doing voices for the next 45 minutes.
I feel like we got a couple gems in there. Maybe the rest were garbage, but I feel like there was a few winners.
And we have another question from a female listener. We don't get a lot of those these days, other than Christine.
Are you kidding me? With these beautiful looks? I'm surprised we don't get all the lovely ladies. All the single ladies.
It's Holly.
Oh, hey.
And she wants to know.
That sounds like a sexy woman's name.
Whatever you want to say, Brian.
All right.
I will say
it's a lady.
Holly wants to know how the hell did Aladdin make so much money? Because it's Disney.
Because Disney puts behind the Disney freight train of advertisement and just steamrolls your brain into submission.
Yeah, and Disney and nostalgia, and when you mix those two together, it's like heroin.
Disney has found a way, that's exactly what it is. Disney has found a way to repackage our childhood and make everyone go, I need to see this, even if you don't.
Yeah, I need to see it at least one time.
And there's a whole generation of people who maybe have not watched the Disney classics, and so this is the first time seeing Aladdin for them. They're like, ooh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Plus, Will Smith is pretty great.
He's a blue guy.
He wants to sit right there and tell you how he became the prince of a town called Abu Dhabi.
Mm-hmm.
No?
Just whatever. Right. I'll watch it eventually, but I did not contribute to the new Aladdin movie making money.
Thank you, Holly, for having such a sexy lady name.
Maybe Brian will try and find you and
whoa.
And accuse you.
What am I, Liam Neeson? What's going on?
So did we have any other questions from the shared post?
We did. Let's see here. What do we got?
I remember Christine was a little upset that we did not answer something apparently last week.
I'm trying to find it. Hang on.
So we apologize for that, Christine. It was actually all Brian's fault.
There it is. So Ryan last week distracted us from the questions, and I just didn't see it. He blocked me from all the posts, so I couldn't tell that even on my own posts that you had left a question. So last week we had a whole Lego episode, and well, it wasn't the whole episode, but we talked a lot about Legos, and I gave a cool monologue about how grown people should be playing Legos and how lethargic it is and how nice it is. Real quick before I get to your question, Christine, I did talk about a porg that I was building last week, and I wanted to give you guys an update.
Yeah, it was headless, and now it has a head.
It has a head, a body, it has a tail, it has wings.
Pretty sweet, Brian. You should be proud of yourself.
Shut up, porg. Stupid porg.
So when your kids are sleeping, do you take that and you like put it in their face and you're like, wake up?
Yeah, so that was the porg that I was building last week. So that was and it was every bit as enjoyable as I was said it was going to be, and it was. I enjoyed it. So Christine, the Harry Potter set that I have is the Great Hall. So that's the one I was showing off last week. If I did not explain it very well, I apologize. So this is the Great Hall, obviously. And they got food and dinner and shit. They're dueling. What we got here?
Complicated.
We got stairs. We got a mirror. We got all kinds of cool shit in here. So that is the one that I have. However, I did go to a friend's house over the weekend, and they had bought the $400 Hogwarts giant castle, and they had gotten burnt out, and so they put me to work. So for like an hour and a half, I put together a whole bunch of Legos, and I kind of built the castle. And it inspired me to not buy the castle, but it inspired me to buy the additional pieces that go onto my Great Hall, and I bought the Whomping Willow. What's this called? This one's called I forget what it's called. Is it just the Whomping Willow set? I don't even know.
Are you going to get like a big giant table to display all this stuff on?
This one is called the Hogwarts Whomping Willow. So this is the one that Christine has. She put a picture on our Facebook page. So it looks pretty awesome. I'm really excited. She has the car instead of in the tree. She has the car in the castle. So I'm pretty excited. So this one actually, if you look on the box here, right here, just a man and his toys, people, nothing to see. If you look right here, the Great Hall connects to the Whomping Willow. So I have that. And I'm going to combine them And then you can also buy, but I haven't bought it yet because I'm going to put these together before I buy any more. But you can also buy the Hogwarts Express. You can buy the double-decker bus. You can buy, they have the Quidditch field. And they have the next one that I'll probably buy after I buy these is they have the clock tower from Goblet of Fire. So you can also connect that to these 3 pieces. And, it's not a full castle like the one you can buy. But it's actually got a lot of pieces and it looks pretty cool. So that is what I will be buying next. So
it sounds like you would need a lot of space just to display all of it.
Yes. I've got a spot picked out downstairs. My beautiful wife does not quite know where I'm putting it yet, but she's going to really enjoy it when I put it there.
Yeah. She'll have to.
She doesn't have to. It's a free world. But yeah, so it's as you can tell, my Legos are becoming a full-on obsession, which is cool. But thank you, Christine, for posting your picture of the Whomping Willow. It has definitely made me feel very good about my purchase because I may not have been a little inebriated on Amazon and said, "Oh, this is normally $70 and it's not sell for $50. I'm gonna have to buy that."
Brian's gonna be like, you're gonna just be sitting there swimming in Legos like Scrooge McDuck in his money bin.
The best part is every time a kid's gonna come over, I'm be like, "Don't touch my Legos!"
Some little kid trying to get it. Mine.
I think that's still assault in every state, Ryan, but I might get a fly swatter and just slap them like their hands. Whack, whack. I'll touch it. Or even better, I'll get like a squirt bottle, like you hit cats with. Yeah. Back up. So there you go. So sorry, Christine, sorry we did not answer your question. I'm definitely going to blame it on Ryan, and hopefully that makes you happy. We did spend a good chunk of time talking about The Bachelor last week, though, so to be fair, we did kind of answer at least one of your questions.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, that is all we have, I believe. Let me double check, but I'm going to say that is all we have from the Faithful 50. Yep. That's it. No mas.
That's it.
Time to move on.
For the 3 of you for leaving a question for us, we really appreciate that.
You guys are the best. Everybody else, not as good, but still good. Not as good, though.
Still good, but could be better.
Yeah. We're not angry, we're just disappointed.
We're just gonna put it our dad tone and say,
hey, you're just missing.
I know you tried, and I know you really wanted to, but I'm really disappointed in your decision.
And you're missing me playing with my porg.
I was trying to be serious, Brian. We gotta guilt trip everybody into doing the things that we want.
It's true. All right. So before we get out of here, recommendations, weekly recommendations, what you should or shouldn't be wasting your time doing. Ryan, do you have anything for the people?
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm still in Denver, but I did get to go on a brewery tour of the Coors Brewery. They're like the main where they make like 80,000 cans of Coors like a day. It's insane.
Nice.
We got to do the VIP tour. My lovely sister Jody, hooked us up with me and 3 other people from my training on a VIP tour because she's a Coors employee. And we got to go like back in the employee area, and they give you like a free tasting sample. And then you get to go see like all the factory stuff and like look at how they make it in the big huge kilns and the whole process and everything. And then when you're done, you go into this room and they got 2 glasses of beer that are just sitting there for each person, and you get to taste them. And then you immediately get to go right down to the lounge thing and pound give you 2 more beers to try. And then you just pound those one down. And you walk out, get a free glass, and check out the gift shop. But my recommendation is if you can't go to the Coors Brewery in Denver, go to a local brewery because I'm pretty sure you'll have a lot of fun. And sometimes you get some free beers. So I had a nice buzz going at 11:30 in the morning. So
yeah, the only place we toured the Bacardi factory in Puerto Rico, and that was pretty cool too. Same kind of thing. I mean, instead of beers, they give you.
I had a coworker that told me that she went to the Bacardi factory in Puerto Rico, and she said it was like they give you like a glass.
Oh, dude, I had about 10 shots of rum. Which they do that because by the end of it, you get the option to buy their special rum that you can only buy at the Bacardi shop, and it's like $200 a bottle, and you're like, yeah, I'll take one. Woo! Yeah, they know. They know what they're doing. That's cool. All right, well, check out your local brewery, everybody. So Ryan
Go to your local brewery or liquor
distillery. Cool. So my recommendation this week is I started watching a new show on Netflix. I'm about halfway through the first season called The Woo Assassins, or Woo Assassins, singular, one assassin. And I'm going to say that it's pretty crazy fun. Like it's not a show for everybody, and not everybody's going to like it. If you like old kung fu movies and like how goofy they can be, you're going to like Woo Assassins. If you like the old Jet Li movies and like early 90s that mix martial arts and like hip hop soundtracks, you're going to like it. If you think the Power Rangers are really cool, but their fighting is crap and you'd like to see like an R-rated Power Rangers that is like brutal fighting, this may be for you. If you like, and when I say Power Rangers, there's no like Megazoids or anything in this or people in costumes, but it's kind of the campiness of the Power Rangers, especially when they're not in costume and they're just like, do, we're awesome ninja fighters, right? And so it's kind of craptastic, like the story and the acting and everything, but it's fun and it's characters you actually kind of care about, and I'm interested in the story enough that I'm like that I'm like, oh, I'll follow this just to watch some of the best martial arts fighting I've ever seen in a TV show. Like if you watched Iron Fist and were like, man, this show would be much better if we had really good fighting. Like Woo Assassin is just, I mean, it's Power Rangers acting with the best martial arts you've ever seen with a hip hop soundtrack. I would highly recommend it.
I'm going to try and check it out. Just see what it is. I
mean, listen, it's a little silly. My wife has watched the first 5 episodes with me, and she's getting a little bored because she likes fighting, but she didn't grow up on kung fu flicks like I did. So for me, this is just like heaven. If you like old timey kung fu, this is just great. I mean, I just love this stuff. But
I will check it out, Brian.
Woo Assassins first season is streaming right now on Netflix. So not too much. It's pretty violent. It's got some language, but like no nudity or anything. So it's a pretty tame rated R series. So. There you go. Woo Assassins.
Slapface.
There you go. There's a lot more than slapfacing. It stars the dude from The Raid. Anybody's ever seen The Raid? Whew, that guy can whoop ass.
Oh, jeez.
There's a lot of hallway scenes. If you like the hallway scene in Daredevil, have that in every episode, but for like 20 minutes.
Okay, I'm sold.
I'm going to beat up 13 people. Yeah, I mean, the story is basically 1,000 monks, this is no spoilers, 1,000 monks sacrifice their lives so they can empower one person, the Woo Assassin, because there's 5 elementals of water, fire, earth, air,
wind and heart.
Yeah, basically. And an evil person, takes each power of the earth and they use it for evil. And so only the Woo Assassin can defeat them. And so the guy becomes a Woo Assassin. You get a turtle shell shoved in your chest, and then you become the Woo Assassin. And you can change. What's kind of cool is you can change your face to any of the assassins. So like, people don't know you're the Woo Assassin because you look like an old bald dude.
All right. You didn't have to sell me anymore. I mean, I was already sold on it, but now.
Well, I just realized I didn't talk anything about what the show was about. So there you go. But anyway, check it out. Woo Assassin streaming right now on Netflix. I would recommend it if you like any of those things that I just talked about. So there you go. All right, Ryan. Well, before we get out of here, would you like to tell people where they can find us?
Of course, you can find us on YouTube at the Geek Dad Report and Twitter at the Geek Dad Report. And Brian is BrianWest53, and I am Big Bruiser. We're on Facebook at the Geek Dad Report, and you can also find us on podhell.com and one weird Apple thing called iTunes.
That Ryan swears he's going to fucking update.
Yeah, I will. And then make sure you leave us a 5-star review and a comment and a thumbs up and a heart or whatever the heck it is that those mobile social media devices demand.
Like right here.
Just do it. And then let us know what you think, because we're always looking for feedback and we're always looking to make new friends. So
yeah, and if you subscribe to our YouTube page,
2 new friends.
Yeah, see, if you subscribe to our YouTube page and you don't keep your account private, you get a fat shout out on this show. So we got 2 of those to give out. So get ready. If you are full for knowledge, spell with a PHUL, That's
Wow.
pretty ingenious, if you ask me.
Yeah.
You say fool, I say genius. Searching for knowledge is what your title should be, because that's great. Not only do you have great, clever names, you also find amazing, great shows and subscribe to them, like the Geek Dad Report. So you are a man or woman of great intellect and taste.
And we greatly appreciate you, Bob.
And we greatly appreciate you. Thank you very much. We also got... Scrolling. Ryan, I'm stalling for time.
Oh, I really hope it's someone that is going to bring 5 of their friends to the
True. This guy or gal sounds like a guy name, but it could be a girl. Ricky Slider Jr. sounds like a person who knows a good podcast, Ryan. Someone who knows when they find one, they have to subscribe because it's just in their soul. And like, little do people know, when you subscribe to our podcast, you actually get +5 across the board in intelligence, looks, raw sex appeal,
and strength.
It
Yes.
just happens. So, I mean, not that Ricky needs it, because Ricky clearly is a person of the world who's been around the world.
Yeah.
And he has not been player hated.
Yeah, he's already topped everything out, so it's just like, a bonus at this point.
Yeah, bonus, super bonus. And finally, I know we said 2, but I found a third, Ricky. Finally, our last subscriber needs no introduction. I mean, needs an introduction because nobody else knows who he is. But Paul Peterson, the double P, the big PP.
I don't know who this person is, but
Is that coincidence? That it's 2 giant P's put together to form a giant PP? I don't think so. You know who else doesn't think so? Paul Peterson. He knows.
I'm glad to have a PP following us.
PP Peterson. Peter PP. Known as he's known around the world.
Yeah.
As a man who really brings the hammer. We thank you for bringing the hammer to our show.
Yes, we're glad that the hammer is not falling on us.
And we hope that we can live up to all your guys' and gals' expectations. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining us. And honestly, we hope you guys just have fun. So
yeah, that's what we just did for the last hour. We just had fun.
Yeah, but I think that's it, Ryan. I think that's the show, man. You got anything else?
No, I will be back in my home next week, but I think Brian is going to be out, so we're not quite sure if we're going to have a show or not next week. And
so it'll be like Christmas. Maybe you'll have presents, or maybe you were like me growing up and were poor and didn't get shit. They said because your parents lied and said Santa didn't like you.
Santa's going to show up and just be like,
we'll see. Maybe you get a show next week, maybe not. But we do know for a fact that you are definitely going to be getting a special bonus episode. As soon as we're done here, me and Ryan are going to go record our review of the new DC animated movie, Batman Hush. So you have that to look forward to. So we'll see. So check us out on that. Check us out on everything else on our channel. And as always, everyone, stay awesome.
And stay nerdy.